The Fashion Week. The Fashion.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to start really quickly.
Boutique Flo do his job.
Yo, it is episode... See, Bryan, always. Yes, it's episode 80, season 9. We're back with another episode of the Fashion Week podcast. This is the world's #1 fashion pod, baby.
According to my mother, your mother, everyone's mother, I hope you all are still listening and not dead.
Yeah, no, I'm not dead. Please.
dead.
That's really dark.
COVID.
Yeah, this is where we talk about how and why fashion makes us weak in our knees. Okay, now, of course, today, if you are watching this on YouTube, by the way, please subscribe. You notice that we have 2 guests instead of 1. Okay, and without wasting any more time, I think we're just going to bring on our guests. Of course, Mr SNKRS himself, Mr Bryan, Botak Chin. Yeah. 俾啲手掌，大家俾啲手掌 okay? And of course, on the other screen, we got sneaker YouTuber. He just got to 10K on YouTube. My God, Hans Abdullah, baby. Yes. Yeah.
That was fucking fast, right? 10K followers.
10K followers.
Kinda.
Yeah. Do you celebrate by doing anything special or not, Hans?
Actually, it hasn't hit 10K yet, but it's close enough. So hopefully, by the time this comes out in a few days,
9.57K. So whoever's listening now, go and like, subscribe Hans Abdullah one also, so he can reach 10,000.
Hey, there's no cross promotion right here. Okay, we have a session for that later on. Okay, you're naughty, yeah.
Let's just leave.
Okay.
hey Bryan, you got my back though.
Okay.
You got my back though, Bryan.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and spending your Tuesday.
Wednesday, bro.
Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday, cop.
Are you okay?
Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Now, both of you have been on this podcast before. As you know, we always start with a swag check. Okay, now, we'll go one by one. Let's start with Bryan. You need to tell us what you're rocking today at home, my friend.
Okay, so I like my room super cold. You can ask Hans. He said he has seen me on multiple lives. And I always wear a sweater or I always wear something that looks like I'm in bloody winter or some shit like that. So I'm wearing a Uniqlo puffer vest to keep myself warm. And Carhartt t-shirt. Man's not hot, yeah? Carhartt t-shirt. First Arrow necklace with some peanuts necklace. I don't know. Oh, sorry. First Arrow pendant. Okay. Carhartt pants.
All right, with the peanuts
Carhartt
necklace.
pants. You want to see the mandies?
Yeah. Oh, show us those
You wanna see the
legs,
mandies?
baby.
Yeah, the mantis. Take it off,
mantis.
man.
Pasty.
Floran.
Pasty.
No,
Wow.
and of course I'm not wearing any shoes, because I'm Asian. You don't wear shoes at home.
Yeah. It's enough shoes around you anyway. Okay. But speaking of which, today we saw you at the mall. You went to Pavilion. Finally out in the mall for the first time in many months. What were you doing there?
Shopping, bro. Just jalan lah. Cuci mata.
Couldn't stay away, huh? You couldn't stay away,
bro.
from the
3
mall.
months, bro, without shopping. Like honestly, I think I have to admit I am a bit of a shopping addict lah. Even though I didn't buy anything, it's still quite nice to just walk around.
Yeah. No, fair enough, man. I think. Wait. Both of you fully vaccinated. Bryan, fully vaccinated. Okay. What about Hans?
I got my second dose on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Okay. Both of you AZ
second dose
or
on Sunday.
Sinovac? or what?
Sinovac lah. Still cannot speak Chinese.
Pfizer gang.
Oh, wow. Hans, okay. You got Pfizer, Mr. Pfizer. All right, let's see what you're rocking today for the swag check. You can start.
Pfizer.
You can go top down, okay, from your head.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot about the swag check because I was like, I'm at home, right? There's no way they're gonna swag check me, right? So what I have right now just arrived today in the mail. New Again Slap Merdeka cap with the MY over here based on the Yankees, but it's like an MY version. Faded Murakami Complex Conti. Because I completely forgot that I
wait.
Nike shorts.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt.
Wait.
The bugger wears.
Everything is waiting because I'm lagging right now. So everything has to wait.
Complex Con Murakami
to
at
sleep,
home.
guys. Okay? What a baller, bro.
What a fucking baller.
Oh, well, it's Hans Abdullah. I don't expect anything less, lah. You know, it's Mr. Fashion, bro.
Mr. Gucci socks.
I got it for
even
free, man.
Even
Give me a
more.
break.
Show off your plug some more.
Okay, so Hans, what about your pants? You were saying something just now. I couldn't hear you. What pants are you rocking?
Oh no, it's just Nike shorts. Nike shorts. What up? I can't find the swoosh. There's a swoosh somewhere. There we go. You can't see it, but there's a swoosh there. Oh, the top alert, bro. Tak boleh.
Alhamdulillah.
Underwear ada tak? Underwear. Spender.
Spender ke Commando?
Same underwear that I wore. Not the exact same one. I washed it since that same brand. Marks and Spencer, bro. Loyal.
All right.
Marks and Spencer boxers, bro.
Grab your cookies and your boxers at
loyal.
the same time.
Yeah. Okay, so both of you are fully vaccinated. Have you all dined out yet? Bryan, you went to the mall today. Did you eat at any restaurants?
I just ate at Babe Cafe.
Must be feeling good without having to wash the fucking dishes after you eat.
Pretty damn good, bruv.
Yeah. And then Hans, what about you, man? Sudah dine out ke belum?
No, man. It's paranoid as fuck, man. But there's like, Bryan, when you eat outside, isn't it like, do people look at you? Isn't it like weird? Because it's like, isn't it like, you know, kind of like people just walking by and looking at you eating inside and just like, you know, some weird exhibit?
No, the good thing about Babe Cafe is that it's quite secluded, and I was the only person in the entire cafe, so it really felt like some 5-star treatment lah. So I walked in, everyone was like looking at me like, hey, you know, like the servers like, hey, thank you, welcome, you know, come. And then I ate alone, you know, so pretty cool. I like the feeling.
You know, I think one of the things people are worried about right now, you know, speaking to some friends who are fully vaccinated, they're worried about getting judged, I think. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people are on the fence, right, with this whole dining out. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. So they're like, yeah, I'm scared because I'm scared I'm going to get judged. When people walk by and give me the eyes.
Okay, they are judging is because they still haven't decided whether to get their vaccine or not. That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They cannot dine in.
Lucas, are you fully vaccinated?
Dine in, then that's their problem lah. I get my dining privileges. You can't. Then don't be jealous lah.
Yeah.
Mine's next week actually. Yeah, mine is next Friday. I get my second jab. Not looking forward to the side effects though. Fuck.
Mine is tomorrow, so hopefully, hopefully I'll be alive, you know, after that.
Get a Panadol ready, brother.
Chucho my AZ. Okay, anyway, let's move on. We have a lot of things to cover today. Of course, this is the first time we're having the both of you on together. I mean, even though, Bryan, you've been on the most, okay? This is your third time on this podcast, bro.
Fourth time, bro.
Fourth time.
Am
I a record holder? Am I a record holder?
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Y'all really scraping the bottom of the barrel, man.
No, you cannot say that. Bryan is a season ticket holder, you know, so he comes to all the games. You know, Hans, this is your second time. Okay, Lucas. So today we are going to call this Talk So Much. Please explain, my friend.
Yeah. So actually, we wanted to do this for our returning guests when there was no MCO. You know, we wanted to have a different segment. Change things up a bit. So we call it Talk So Much. So we decided to get you two guys because you two talk a lot lah, okay? So we want to see how long of a podcast we can. No, I'm just kidding. But we just thought the whole season, we haven't really been talking that much about streetwear. So we thought we'd close off the season with some big hitters and talk about some streetwear things, just in case people don't remember that.
Challenge accepted. Let's do 3 hours. Joe Rogan shit. Let's go, baby.
Paling streetwear.
So
there's nobody that can speak about streetwear better than us, right, Bryan? We are the wakil, the perfect.
So you're representing streetwear Malaysia right now and maybe the whole of the world. But you see, I want to talk about this because, like, for me myself, right, like over the last couple of months and maybe even like the year, like I've really been struggling with falling out of love with streetwear. Like I haven't been keeping up. I have not been. So every time Arnold says, "Oh, this is Lucas's favorite segment," you talk about sneakers, I always feel like I'm an imposter because I'm like, fuck, man. I actually don't know what's coming out. And you know what? I don't give a shit what's coming out.
That's a good thing, bro.
Like, really, man. Is it an age thing? Am I growing old? I mean, because Arnold has already experienced it. Arnold doesn't give a shit already.
But that doesn't mean he's not into streetwear.
He's
throwing Arnold under the bus for the age right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, ish lah.
So hat, bro.
But what do you okay, Brian, maybe we'll start with you. You are about the same age as us. So
Thanks,
maybe
I
do you
know.
think age is a factor here? At least I did it very politely,
Lucas,
Oh fuck, that's what.
Lucas just threw you under the bus, and you decided to grab my hand along and let's go.
Yeah.
Let the bus one time, but yeah,
I like being here. I like being the youngest. It doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often that I'm the youngest.
It won't last. Okay, to answer your question, I think partly is age. Yes, I do agree age is a factor. You definitely will grow in maturity. I wouldn't say maturity in terms of fashion, maturity in terms of what you want. But once you get a certain age, right, you realize that looking fresh, spending money looking fresh isn't your priority anymore. There's many things in life that is taken priority, especially if you're buying a house, you got a car, mortgage and car loans and adult things lah, basically getting married lah, having kids lah, whatnot. After a while, you realize there's so much to life than just buying shoes and streetwear and whatnot. And then there's also this other factor which
Facts.
you will start liking other things, like for example watches or bicycles. Buying magazines or books or limited edition books.
Yeah.
I know a friend of mine who is a crazy collector but decided to just screw streetwear all together and started collecting chess sets.
What the fuck? Chess sets.
And there are some pretty crazy chess sets in this world. Handmade, miniature. Like I saw one which is like super small. The queen is about this big. But when you use a microscope to like zoom in, right, you can see.
I mean, I'm a Anya Taylor-Joy
It's
fan
like
as well, man.
sculpted using hand. And there are some like chess sets which took 3 generations to make because it's so crazy, the amount of detail that went into it. So he's like, so I know a lot of people who like move out of streetwear into other things like, cars, one of it. So yeah, man, don't feel bad. It's just the general progression of life. I think that's the best way to say it.
So how about you, Hans? Like you are so deeply rooted in the culture and you are obviously a sneaker YouTuber. Like, do you feel at any time you are like just keeping up for the sake of keeping up? Like you're like, you're not really interested in any of these things. Like I'm just happy just doing what I'm doing, Like, do you ever feel that you're just going with the motions just to fulfill your obligations as a content creator?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I kind of started YouTube because of I was starting to get a little bit jaded. I think I have to say a little bit jaded. But if you want to get deep, right, if you want to get Adele with it, if you want to go in the deep, like the facts and all that shit, right, to me, it's like I think I'll always love streetwear. The love for streetwear has never like waned. It has never gone down. I'll always love it. But I think what has changed is my reaction and my exposure to people. I think I started to get a little bit more like tak tahan with people in the scene. People, not exactly people in the scene, people in streetwear, people in sneakers, people in all that. I think like I still love sneakers. I could blame main sorang and I'll still be happy. Tapi when you have to involve other parties inside, it just gets so tiring, man. Especially once you start to get involved a little bit more on YouTube, and once I decided to put myself a little bit more out there and invite more people into this space that was once a bubble, I start to get a little bit more tired of the whole sneaker thing. But not sneakers, it's just the whole thing with the people and all that. That's just, it's starting to get there.
Yeah. And no, just on that, right? Do you have days where you go through? I mean, we're all on Instagram. Every day we open up our Instagram feed and we scroll through it. Of course, we follow all these, hype beast, soul collector, whatever it may be. And every other day, there's a picture of a drop or someone's promoting a drop that's happening this week or whatever. Has there been a time, or are there those days where you're just so sick of like Instagram feeding you all that shit and just like, oh my god, I just need to take a break from this. Like, I don't want to see another Nike drop this Saturday or whatever. You know what I mean? For you especially lah.
I love it. I don't know. I love it. I love the fact that things keep coming out every week. I love the fact that the sneakers and streetwear. I love the fact that it's moving. I love the fact it's not stagnant. I love the fact that it's always going somewhere. So I don't mind it. I like people always say oversaturation. I like oversaturation. I like having options.
This is a young blood talking, man. Young blood, young blood. It's like sometimes I know what you mean, Arnold. I feel like I want to just disconnect and just unfollow and just go camping. But then when I go camping, you're like, fuck, man, I got my snow peak shit. I got my neighborhood boxers. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm into streetwear. I feel you. I feel you guys in the sense that I love streetwear. With all of my heart and soul, I will always be a streetwear guy. Sneakers as well as it comes together, right? But just sometimes I just feel like so sick of the scene, or the community, or like the people who are coming up, and because now it's so widespread, right? They are bound to be like Hans. Every time I see his stories, it's like, yeah, people keep asking me, did I get this drop? Did you get? Is why do you think that I'm gonna get every single drop? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, what happened to like days of this buying what you like?
Yeah. And that brings me to a question for Bryan, actually. So, Bryan, I mean, I noticed since the start of this year, you're numbering all your purchases, right? Which is great. And you posted up like an Instagram reel or a TikTok yesterday, showing us. So every day is like, pair number 76 or
72,
whatever,
I think.
72 or whatever, right? And is that a conscious effort?
Fella nak flex, dia dah dapat berapa.
But is
Nail
that
day.
a conscious effort on your end to try to limit yourself from
Yes,
buying too
one
much?
of the factor is that just to find out, like, how many pairs do I actually get a month or a year lah. The goal is to find out how many pairs actually come through my hand a year. So that is what I'm trying to do this year, because I realized last year was pretty ridiculous as well. It's just that it was not conscious. Like you noticed last year, I also post a lot of, like, on my stories, how many pairs came, and a lot of people like, wow, I see your stories, wow, your life, my dream, and all that kind of shit. So it's not that I want to flex.
Yeah.
It's at the same time, I just want to also keep count of the amount of shit that is coming through, and also the amount of shit that is being released every bloody year is a lot. Like, ever since 2017, you can realize there is a huge uptick in the amount of releases. It's no longer like each brand releases something a month. It's each brand releasing something every bloody week, So it's so tiring. You got.
Yep.
Okay, so I do agree to a certain extent with Lucas. You become very jaded, and also Hans as well. You said something about being jaded. Yes. But for me, I'm already immune to a certain degree. That it's because it's part of my job, and the job scope, media, and all that kind of thing. It requires me to, like, to know what is happening, and I'm also part of the problem.
Yeah.
That people are jaded because Sneakerla also share all these kind of pictures and like, hey, this shoe is dropping this week. Hey, this shoe is dropping next week. Hey, this fella just released a teaser of not, like, don't know when coming out one, but we still have to post it up because it's traction. So it's like, maybe, like, I don't know, that maybe that's how you feel working in heats, Arno. Okay, I'm sorry. That one's unwarranted. But yeah.
Brian, I'm not sure if you realize this, Brian. But I'm not sure they realize this, but it's actually a thing where people actually talk about the amount of pairs that you buy. As in, like, I see it on, like, social platforms like WhatsApp. Sometimes it's like, hey, Brian dah 72 weh. Aku goal aku nak jadi macam dia doh. Gila doh dia beli banyak macam tu. Tu goal aku doh.
Okay.
It's become a thing. It's legitimately become a thing. Like, people actually keep track with
you. Have to tell them, I am not buying these pairs. Majority of it is given to me, and it's my job to actually promote these shoes, right? So imagine.
Wah, aku support dia orang. Aku cakap jadilah macam Brian. Korang patut macam tu juga.
Yeah, I always tell guys, okay, I do have people hit.
Brian, role model yang bagus.
No, but honestly, in all honesty, if people do hit me up and they ask me about this thing, and I just tell them, you want to get the same thing, you have to work towards it lah. And after a while, you will reach to that point where people will send you stuff, and when they send you stuff, you have a responsibility to promote it. If not, why they send it to you in the first place? So so whether it's Instagram stories or Instagram posts or whatever you want to do, at least you still need to get the word out there. But coming back to being jaded, I think for me, I'm actually jaded. Just to admit it, I am, because there's so many information. Like what Arnold said is right. There's so many information coming at you every day, and each brand is just trying to drown the other brand out by just releasing more and more stuff. So when I scroll, right, I don't really pay attention exactly to what shoe is actually, what is the name, what is the inspiration, all that kind of stuff. And I just scroll until someone like few weeks down the road, they just like, hey, did you see that pair? It's like, that undefeated pair. Oh, is it the white color one with the blue swoosh? I say, yeah. I think I saw it. So that's how it is. I'm no longer like very zoom into like every single release because there's so many. But once in a while, you will get a release which will really, really draw you in, and that's when that's a really good collab or a really good shoe, and then that's what you go for.
Okay, what's the last one? Do you remember the last one that tickled your balls? Hans, what's the last collab shoe that has made you instantly fall in love? Which is the last pair?
It's not the last pair that I bought, but the last pair that instantly made me fall in love. Definitely the Amamanias Trees.
Oh, good.
Those are beautiful. Yeah. Oh wait, no, there was a pair recently that I kind of like, and I got it right here. Coincidentally, A6 Babe.
Kind of like is not fall in love, bro.
Kind of like because I had to have it. There are some pairs that I buy just to buy, but some pairs also I buy just to, it's like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it in my collection. But just to whine a little bit about all these releases that keep coming out. You know what I hate the most about all the releases that keep coming out? The fucking stupid names they keep coming up with it. It's like, okay, so they remade the Air Jordan 5 Oreos. It just came out 2 days ago, yesterday, I think. Air Jordan 5 Oreos. Okay, I was like, oh man, I really want the Oreos. Yep. You know what they called it? It's the same shoe. But now they call the Air Jordan 5 Moonlight. Nothing to do with Oreos. And I'm just like, I keep telling people, oh, I want the Oreos. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? It's like, oh, but have you checked out the Moonlight? And I was like, I don't know. What shoe is that? It turns out we're talking about the same shoe.
It's to fool all those young motherfuckers who don't know shit that me Moonlight tune lah.
Like, can they stop coming up with stupid names?
Old people. How about you, Bryan? What? Like, you get so much shoes. You are the envy of people, even though you didn't buy it. What is the last one that made you like, oh my god, this is amazing. I have to have it. Whether you bought it or not, I don't really care lah.
The Vans quilted patchwork. The one that I just wore today, you saw in the picture. That one is super dope. And I think that is one of those few releases where, Vans is very santai, I don't give a shit, that kind of attitude. And they just dropped it silently online in their shop and not much promotion and still sold out. It's still sold out.
Oh, wow.
And it's a good testament that a good product will always sell itself. You don't need hype. You don't need all that, marketing gimmick and all that shit. So perfect price point, perfect looking shoe. I think is so nice. I think that's the latest one. That one. I let you in on it. Vans did not give me a pair. I actually went and buy. Straight up.
Vans
just
give you 2 pairs. Oh wait, no, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you another pair just for fun.
Yeah, I straight up opened
the whole family.
Yeah, I straight up opened the site and I saw it on sale. It was released. I straight away cop. And yeah, so that's the latest one lah.
Okay. Nice. I going back to how you're keeping count with your, on Instagram. It's like your casual Excel spreadsheet, bro. Like, I spent this much money this year. Oh, I need to save money. You know what I mean?
Except that he didn't spend anything, bro.
I still got buy one.
72 pairs, didn't spend a single cent.
We are at 76, bro. 76 now.
But
76. Sorry, 76. I apologize.
Your information is late,
like
bro.
my question is my question is, do you think the scene is boring right now?
Who goes first?
Both of you.
No.
Brian, you can answer first. Do you think it's boring, Brian?
Okay, I go first.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, if you look at it from an outside point of view, yes, it looks boring, but we don't have an event. We are all communicating to each other via digitally, like Facebook lah, WhatsApp lah, you name it lah, okay? But overall, you also can see that the community is also suffering because, economically we're not doing so well. So you can see a lot of people trying to, they fall into this reseller trap of trying to make money. So they spend whatever saving to buy a certain pair to resell, and then end up no one buys the pair, and that's also one thing. And but overall, I think still very active. You can still see people making smaller groups, smaller cliques, and they're forming smaller communities. And that is what is supposed to be. You are supposed to form friendships and friends, like build that friendship together through this passion. And I think that is what's happening now. So that's why I say, from a macro point of view, yes, it's boring as hell. There's nothing going on. We can't even do sneaker lah. Even a mini sneaker lah also cannot do. We can't even do whatever event also cannot do, right? So we cannot meet each other. So we can only chill with each other digitally, and that is making us realize who is the real friends and who is not. And we are tightening out the circle and having better quality friendship through the passion lah. So that's why I think the answer is yes and no lah. So yeah.
How about you, Hans?
Yeah.
Do you think it's boring?
Fella go macros, micros, all so technical. I also macam damn.
Sorry.
Okay lah. For me lah, if you're like a foreign, like just coming into the scene, I think there's no point in time of the sneaker scene. The sneaker scene has been this alive. To be honest, Mr Abloh dropped 50 pairs of dunks. 50. People say that's too much, but also like wow, that's like the scene is alive, and you get drops every single week. You get multiple drops every single week. Every single day, people are paying stupid amounts of money just to just to one up the other. I think that means like it's kind of exciting, isn't it? Because something is happening in the scene. It's not just stagnant. It's not just like, one shoe drop and like maybe I'm not gonna buy that because that looks ugly, that kind of thing. The scene is always moving, is always fun, and because the scene is always moving, because the scene, there's always more sneakers coming out, new things, New Balance come out with a new collab, Vans does releases and all that. Because of that, I also have a job. I get paid on YouTube to do content and all that. I can't complain.
Yeah,
I can't complain.
No, again, but okay, this may just a counterpoint to what you just said, right, Hans? This may be an unpopular opinion, lah. Right? You said it's keeping things exciting with the releases and all that. But do you feel like, holy shit, there's just too many fucking dunks out there? It's great that you brought up dunks because okay, so I was telling Lucas, right, the other day, I don't go on Facebook's hype culture a lot or whatever, but that day I was just scrolling through just for fun, just to see what people are selling now, resellers wise and all that, and maybe I can find some New Balances that I want. Salehe Bambury, hit me up please in my DMs. Okay. But so yeah, I went through, and dude, 9 out of 10 of these resellers have a ton of dunks and Jordan 1s. And I'm just like, holy shit, that's the only thing they fucking have here. And I'm not saying like 1 or 2 pairs, fucking a lot, dude. You know what I mean?
36 pairs of US 9, 40 pairs of US 5. I'm like, why do you need to freaking sapu 30 over pairs and they're all sitting, and then you're letting them go for like 10% over retail, 20% over retail? Is that really good business to sit on like a whole bunch of bloody stock of like stuff that's essentially you made them with shit that you've made bricks?
It's the
You've
hustle,
essentially
bro.
made them bricks.
Hashtag hustle, hashtag grind life.
I'm not gonna knock the hustle lah. I mean, look, everybody has their own way of making money. Everybody needs to make some money, but that's what I'm saying, right? I think there are too many dunks out there. I mean, I'm just saying. And then Mr Abloh dropping 50 more. I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary. I don't know, right?
Okay, for me,
I
have this.
Yeah, go ahead, Hans. But I just want to say I agree with
No, my audio just blew up for a moment there. Okay, everything's okay? Okay. So, I have this really fascinating, I think mechanism when it comes, mental mechanism when it comes to sneakers, where I have this automatic like censorship thing, If I don't care about it, If I don't like it or I don't give a damn about it, it's automatically out of my life. It doesn't exist to me. You know, it's like, oh, let's say there's 10 dunks that drop. And I think one is cool. And I look at the other 9 and I'm like, I'm not feeling that. Those 9 pairs immediately don't exist to me. Like, you can post a photo of it. I'll just be like, immediately, I'll just scroll past it. I'll be like, people are like, oh, look at that. It has so many pairs. And I'll look at the picture like, oh, I didn't notice those at the start, you know? Like, the shoes essentially become John Cena to me, you know? It's like, so it's like, when I don't see it, it doesn't affect me. So whenever someone says, oh, there's so many dunks coming out, it's like, I don't care about them. So I don't feel like there's too many.
Fair. Yeah. True. I mean, look, but what do you guys think of the sneakers? I've been, of course, I think we all listen to the Complex Sneakers podcast and everything. And I think in the most recent episode, they were talking about how it could be a scam, like the sneakers app, and like trying to buy sneakers on Nike's sneakers, right? And honestly, I've tried. Lucas knows this. I've tried many times just for fun. I mean, of course, the Travis Scotts, you know, I admit I wanted to buy them because I heard that the resale value is like fucking a lot lah. It's like, shit,
This motherfucker is part of the problem.
I know,
Flipping bastard.
I want to make 12 grand, bro. Like, shit, you know what I mean? So I tried, but obviously I took an L like everyone else. So what do you think, Bryan? How do you feel about sneakers?
What do you mean by how do I? Can you be more specific about how do I feel about the app? The app.
Well,
is it a scam?
I don't. Okay, just putting it out there. For 2 years, I have not tried the sneakers app since its induction until now. I've not tried at all.
yeah, man. I think it's no lie that copying a manual cop is like a unicorn, bro. Like, it's near impossible to manual cop.
Okay,
and
let me break this down. Like, okay, why do I want? Okay, so the first few months when Nike introduced sneakers app to Malaysia, right? And I of course went in lah, scroll. I see, oh, okay, not bad. You know, not bad. And quite a few drops. I see it, you know, like, wow, America get 100%, we get 30 to 40% of the drop. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that because like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, talk about release, we got nothing, zero. Okay, I'm happy. Yep. And then later I found out that this drop we share with Southeast Asia. So the allocation is Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you have all these buggers using their bots and botting the app.
Language.
Okay. I won't name names lah. Yeah, call the motherfucker out. But I won't. I chill.
Call motherfuckers out.
So it's like that, and then the botting thing. I thought like, oh man, maybe there's nobody in Malaysia who really wants to bot lah. But then looks like, you know, there are a lot of people who bot lah. So I was like, okay, that's second point. Third point is for the first month, I see all the drops, right? That drop, and then you see all these guys, right? They buy this shoe already, and then they let it go like for 50 ringgit above retail. In my mind, right, I'm like, why I want to purposely wake up at 9:45 and stand by to buy a shoe, which I know I can just sleep in. Maybe 2 days later, I wake up and open Facebook and I can just buy it for like 30 ringgit or 50 ringgit above retail. Include shipping. So why should I want to waste my time? Yeah, so I mean, Hans can agree. Like, Hans also always buys resell, but his resell's like, what, 50 above retail? Like, screw it lah. Why I want to go and be emo about taking the L when you can just wake up and just take a W immediately?
Agreed.
Yeah, so like,
you can't take L's if you don't try.
I have not tried since the inception. Exactly. Agreed.
I haven't taken an L in 2 years.
You can't take L.
I haven't taken an L in 2 years. I'm unbeatable. I'm immortal right now.
Wow.
Okay, I'll say from the start of sneakers, right? I have actually been quite lucky with manual. Like, I've manual cop UNC Off-Whites, and I've manual cop White Sakai, the first White Sakai.
Brag about it.
And that's the highlight of my life. So
The highlight of my life? Really? Wow.
I'll never get better. You'll never get better than that anymore.
There's not much going on for you, Lucas.
No, nothing, bro. Nothing. But I agree with you. Like I've gotten to the stage now, right, where I'm not just into like sneakers, okay? Even in the world, like I'm into custom mechanical keyboards now. Same thing. You have to raffle. You have to do all this. I am at a stage where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna play resell. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna try and manual cop. Manual cop's a myth, dude. Like honestly, like if you see in the freaking hype culture, right? The one I saw like recently when I was scrolling through, it was the ambush dunks. Okay, this freaking ugly ass ambush dunks. They are all fully volt, fully volt, and they're fucking ugly. Okay, sorry Yoon, they are ugly. But these motherfuckers have 50 pairs of them.
Yoon
They
is
bought
definitely
the
offended.
whole supply,
Yoon is
and they're
definitely
all very
watching
proud
this.
of it, showing. Sorry, Yoon. But yeah, they're showing their boxes stacked high, 30 pairs of 9, 40 pairs of 10. I'm like, that's not something to be proud of, man. Like, you're sitting on dead stock. Does your mother know what all of these are? Does your mother know how ugly these shoes are?
She will know when the credit bill come lah. When the credit
But
card bill,
do you feel some do you guys feel some people they maybe purposely want to take L's for the attention so they can post it on Instagram and say, oh, you know, I woke up early today, fucking took an L, but for attention on Instagram? I don't know.
Wow, you are a strange man, man. If you
You're
have to
masochist.
do that for attention, your life is fucked worse than mine.
I mean, it's nothing special about taking L. There's like how many thousand other people taking L.
Yeah.
You're part of the club.
So, like-
you tried. So you are part of the gang. Gang. Your gang. How do you do? Gang.
Okay, Hans, let's get into talking about the Travis Scott sneaker. Of course, Lucas wanted to bring this up, right? Bobby Hundreds wrote an essay about how, you know, I briefly skimmed through it, but he was saying also on the podcast with the Complex guys, he was saying how because the sneaker was so hyped and so, you know, made it so coveted, right? Everyone wants it, that you're probably going to see it more digitally than on people's feet.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's worth so much money and people are probably not going to wear them and, you know, whatever lah. So how do you feel about the Travis Scott ones? The highs.
The highs, specifically the highs.
I mean, yeah, we start with the highs lah.
Well, to be fair, that shoe is basically you know, it is cop out in terms of let's just get like the most branded things and just put it into one bowl and see what comes out, right? But I think the only thing that comes to mind whenever I look at that shoe is it could have been so much worse. Like if you've seen the sample version was so bad. It's like it could have been so much worse. It's like you look at the shoe like as it is right now, you're like, oh my god, thank God they went with this one. You know, I think like everyone is like flexing that shoe. I think fair enough. You know, a lot of people want it, and you manage to get it. I like flexing on Instagram. I like the idea behind it. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So like the age of flexing has changed though.
Yeah.
So I believe, right, it's like now, I think, what's the quote? Let me bring it up. So you'll see the shoes 100 times on social media before you see them in the wild. So people are more keen to just take, like I've seen this before. People take the shoes out to wear on Instagram, take a foot picture somewhere, and then they'll take off the shoes and fucking put it in the bag. You know, put it back in the box and wear their beaters. I'm like, what is the fucking point of that? You know, what is the point? You buy a pair of shoes, like I get it, it's valuable, but you're not gonna wear it. Like that shoe is not gonna see a ground. That the sole of the shoe is not gonna see the ground. You know, I'm like, might as well you rent it to take a photo,
Bryan,
and then you give it away.
You're talking
Bryan,
wrong.
have you done that for Mail Day, Bryan?
I've done it many times. Many times, bro. I mean, you like the shoe. You straight up just take picture. I don't even wear them. It's on my hand. I straight away take picture from my hand, and I put it back in the box. I don't even wear them, right? But you're talking to the wrong guy because like Hans actually wore Off-White MX-97 to the sea last time. He got into a lot of trouble because of that.
Yeah. No, that.
I kid you not.
Fuck
Seriously,
that's perfect, dude.
yeah.
Like honestly, this dude. Okay. So like, I want to talk about this because I saw this recently. Like since we're talking about like wearing your sneakers, right? Did you guys see the Instagram that Peggy Go posted of her like like creasing her
Yeah.
early pair of fragments.
Yes.
And people are losing their collective shit about it. It's like, oh my God, you're creasing your Jordan 1s. There's no respect. And then
What's
the
her
other
Peggy
one,
Go? Is she a sneakerhead influencer?
she's some DJ lah, whatever lah.
She's
I think she likes sneakers.
Okay, no,
Okay,
she's
And
a
the
DJ.
other one,
She's a DJ, but then she's been under Nike
Everyone's
for a
a
very,
DJ.
very long time. No. She's really a famous DJ. She came to Malaysia
Okay
before and like sold out tickets and all that shit, you know. She's pretty good. Very not your
Yeah.
typical
KL Live,
AVG or whatever, you know. She's pretty good lah.
she's not your Nen DJ, is it?
She's really good one. She really can play one. She plays in Boiler Room and that kind of stuff, you know. Like when you get invited to Boiler Room means you
Okay,
sort of
neat,
made it as a
neat.
DJ lah. So she's actually good, but she's
Happy
been
for
under
her.
Nike for a long time. And she's good friends with Virgil.
Okay.
She's good friends with all this. She's very well connected. So I'm not surprised that she got the shoe early. And if I'm Peggy
Yep.
Go,
So, and then
I would definitely do that as well. You know, if you want to flex, number one, I got it for free. Number two, I got it early. What more to flex than to crease it lah? Because at the end of the day, if I really want a fresh pair, I can always get another one. What?
If Bryan and
Then the
Peggy Go,
other
it's a
one,
whole
right, I
different
saw-
conversation.
the other one I saw, right, was Edison when he released his KODs, right? He's posted a picture of his Kiss of Death with a back stepped in. So it looks like slip-ons now, right? And in the comments, right, there was someone unironically saying, "Oh, that's such a disrespect to the shoe. You're disrespecting the shoe." I'm like, motherfucker,
It's his
this
shoe.
guy invented, he designed the shoe, dude. He designed the damn shoe, and the inspiration behind the shoe was a fucking slip-on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so all of this, right? There's some really weird like obsession with not creasing your shoes now. All right, do you find it respectful do you think like keeping your shoes so fresh that there are no crease marks, no nothing? Is that respectful to a pair of shoes, or do you give a shit about respecting a pair of shoes?
I think Bryan,
Hans.
Bryan, I was about to say Bryan goes first, but then I can go. Well, you see, to me, I'm at that point where I don't like to be like a slave to my sneakers. I think it's very stressful. It's like why do you want to stress out so much about a sneaker? You know, it's like you keluar and then that's like you buying a super, I don't know, cars as well. But let's say you buy like a sports car, right? Super expensive, super nice. But then you're driving at like 5 km an hour because you don't want it to get scratched. You know. It's like it's so stressful. It's like why do you put yourself through that? You know, but on the other hand, I do the extreme where if I know I'm gonna wear one shoe, I try to get a double up of that shoe. So it's like I'm still like kind of, you know, like, oh, aku takut kasut to crease. But the thing is, it's more of like instead of me walking like a duck, I make sure I have a second pair ready that's not creased up. You know, but it's still a little bit of a problem where, you know, sama lah, aku takut kasut to crease lah, but at least I'm not like stressing out too much about it, you know?
Yep. I mean, that should be the way, right? Like back in the day, what was it? One pair to rock, one pair to stock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, like Bryan, like I want to ask you this, very important.
Yeah.
What do you think about things like sole protectors? Sole protectors and toe box protectors.
Hans laughing. Okay lah, I mean, you gotta give it to
Shields,
them
man.
lah. It's important to them. That's why there's a market lah. Like these kids, they want to flex it on the gram. They want to wear it, but at the same time, they have like resale in their mind. So they're thinking down the road. You know, once I don't want, I want to sell it off. I've taken like 10 pictures with it. Okay, it's time to move on to the next hype thing. So you got to take the sticker off and the anti-crease toe box anti-crease thing and whatever shit lah you can find lah. But okay, so here's my take on it. This whole thing exists because sneakers has been commoditized. Without the world commoditizing sneakers, like art, right? Like there's so much art that some of the greatest art you can never see it because it's in some vault somewhere, and it's because it's become such a rare commodity. That's why people keep it inside. So we are at that point where people are looking at sneakers as a commodity, as an art form, right? So that's why all this thing exists, whereby they just want to like flags and keep it as OG as possible, and then sell it for 9/10, you know, like 9/10 condition, VNDS, you know, whatever you name it lah, you know. But personally, I'm not like that lah. I don't give a shit when I just wear all my shoes. Obviously, I do agree with Hans. If you have some shoes which are meant for collection, when you wear them out with care, and then you put them back in, make sure that it's still in a good condition. But when you say it's for collection, it's not meant to sell, right? So even with some of my superstars, right, I really, it's meant for collection one, but I still wear them out anyway. And I don't give a shit if it gets dirty. Yeah, okay, fine. It's part of the process, you know. At the end of the day, right, you look at that stupid Nike shoe, the first ever Nike shoe ever made, the waffle shoe. It was sold for don't know how many goddamn million.
The one that's falling apart.
It's bloody falling apart.
Hey,
People still pay
180,000
millions for
USD.
it. It's still there was another one. That was the Malaysian who bought the 180,000. The third one that was sold, there was 3 pairs. The third one that was sold for
we damn rich,
close to. Yeah. That guy is power. The third pair that was sold for millions, right? And you just look at it, you cannot even recognize what shoe. It was just flat as, you know, it's super flat and super dirty. And like what
like crumpled tissue,
OG, what DS condition is that? There's nothing DS about it, but people still paid a
You should
shitload of
have put
money.
a sole protector underneath, bro.
Yeah, but honestly,
Yeah, man, I think you
whoever's
should have put a
listening-
fucking sole protector underneath that.
whoever's listening, I do not agree with that. I mean, if you want to wear, don't be a slave. Like Hans said, don't be a slave to your shoe. The shoe should be protecting your legs, not you protecting the shoe. So just go and wear it. If it's dirty, then
I
it's
agree.
dirty lah. Just clean and scrub it lah. If you cannot get it back to original position, then don't wear it in the first place lah.
Cikgu.
Go Hans.
I'm mau buat enemies a bit. I want to make a little bit of enemies right now because we're on the topic right now, right?
Go for it, man.
Complete opposite direction, right? The south pole to the north pole of this whole conversation, right? You know, instead of taking care too much about your shoes, I can't stand it when you distress the shoe, when you make the shoe look older. I think that's clown behavior. Like to me, when you take a shoe and you just like age it up, right? You rub coffee on it, you take a new shoe and make it look like it's 30 years old. I think that's clown behavior to me. I don't know, but that's just me. That's just me.
So recently, I think Nike released the Dunk High 1985 or something, right?
Yeah.
With the yellow midsole and all that.
I don't like
that. Do you like that at all? No.
I think I've come from this really weird place where if it was intended to look like that, then it's cool. But then when you take a brand new shoe and you make it look old just because, you know, it's like, it's like the aesthetic, the vintage aesthetics and all that. I'm just like, man, like who you trying to be, man? It's like you know, it's what you trying to prove, man? Like that shoe literally just came out like 5 years ago. That ain't like some vintage stuff. Like
That's
doing
not
that ain't gonna get you some
vintage,
OG, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just
I
like,
think
oh man,
there's a
I can't stand it.
I think there's a borderline to it lah. I mean, distressing is kind of no also for me. But for example, if I want to make the sole look a bit old, vintage, like yellowish, painting it a bit yellow to get the aesthetics is okay. I think that's okay for me. I still can accept that. But like distressing it a bit like weird lah, okay lah. To some degree,
Oh man, we're gonna get shot when we go out, Bryan.
Like okay, wait.
We're gonna get shot, man.
Wait. Let me just show you something, okay? I don't know whether this
Show and tell already. see?
Okay. So basically, I went to meet Virgil back in 2016 in Singapore. Okay, he came down
Wow,
for the
flex.
launch of the
Wow, this motherfucker flexing again.
Okay, so for that particular event, there was a workshop whereby Virgil is trying to show that you can actually, you know, do whatever you want. You can make a OG Nike look as distressed as possible and whatnot. So this is actually what I came up with. I don't know where you can see it. So I actually took out the swoosh and I pasted it back so it looks like a double swoosh, right? And then I actually cut open the top
All right.
to make it look as though it's the off-white look to find the aesthetics lah. And then when I did all this and Virgil was looking at it, he was like, yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Yeah, quite almost the same. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean,
Is there a sole protector underneath that?
no man, it's crooked as like look at that man. One.
It's supposed to look old.
Super
It's supposed
dirty.
to look old.
Yeah, it's supposed to look old. So that's the
Yeah.
aesthetic of it. So Virgil is a big he really likes you to like wear your shoe and make it look dirty, make it look like it's worn. So that is the aesthetic that he's going for, like real street Chicago street kind of culture. So that is why some of the shoes are the material that he comes out with are meant to, after wearing few times, is meant to look old already. Yeah.
You look at the Lance Mountains from way back.
Let me
right?
show and tell also. You see this shoe?
Oh.
Wow, beautiful shoe.
Nasi lemak.
Beautiful
A6.
nasi lemak.
What
Came
a
out
beautiful
2019.
shoe.
If you can see, if my lighting, you cannot really see lah. But the what's it called? The midsole is yellow as hell. And you know how it got that way? I wore it, man. Wow. What a concept. What a concept.
What a fucking concept. You wear
Concept.
shoes, Hans? Holy shit. No sneaker, no sole protection.
I didn't-
God damn.
What brand coffee did you sapu on the midsole? Oh no, I wore it, man.
Yeah, man.
So I guess that was the conversation that I guess going back to Bobby Hundreds, right? So he's saying like, oh, maybe we are moving towards a world where you see sneakers, like Bryan said, as a commodity and in the form of NFTs. You don't need to see it physically people wearing them anymore, right?
Okay, I read the whole conversation. I read the whole essay. I've listened to the podcast. I get it, what he's trying to say to a certain degree. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand the concept, yes, because that is such a commodity. People won't wear it. You won't see it out in the open. But at the end of the day, you see it digitally. Everyone's flexing it, right? But it works. It only works because there is a physical thing to it. Okay? It's like a house. Literally, let's just compare it to a house. You cannot flex a house digitally. Okay, and a house is an actual house because some Indon or Bangla guy went and built it to a 3-story bungalow, and you went to the house, you bought it, and now you're going to flex that you bought the house. Okay, nobody is. If let's say you are an introvert, you never invite anybody to the house. Nobody will know where it is. Nobody will see the house in real life, but they can see it digitally. Right? But it only has value because it's a physical item. Okay, bringing back to sneakers. Right? If you never produce that thing physically, how will it have value? Right? You can just say, oh, we produce it digitally. Yes, and it's only in my phone. But that just defeats the purpose of a shoe. If like that, better you just create NFT, art, not sneakers. Right?
Yeah, it has to be a tangible item, that's what
Yeah.
you're saying, right? It needs to
Yeah,
be tangible.
exactly. That's my
Yeah,
point. So
yeah.
I feel is, to a certain degree, I get the concept, but we are already playing with the concept via NFT and art. It is already that you're holding digital art, and some of these guys are already doing digital art with sneakers, and it's the extent of it already. If you want to say sneakers as an NFT directly, I think that's bullshit lah. Because why am I going to spend something which I'm not going to get it physically? And you call it a shoe, but you don't get it in your hand, right? It only has
Just a
value.
picture.
Yeah, it only has value because it's physical, ma. So I totally disagree with what Bobby said. I think it's kind of whack lah. The idea of it's a good argument, but I think it's whack lah. That's just my opinion.
Oh man.
Yeah, and also Bryan actually meant to say that we love Indons and Banglas, and we respect their hard work.
Can
for
the
building
title of this
houses.
be Bryan thinks that Bobby Hundreds is whack?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Sure.
Whoa!
Now panas already. See, take off clothes already, man.
Things are heating up, man.
But yeah, I think back to the idea of wearing your shoes. I think guys, like if all of you young sneakerheads out there, you all gotta start developing the habit of fucking wearing your shoes. You want to keep it on ice, fucking buy another pair, man. You know, buy from that fucking reseller with 30 pairs of US 9s, man. Like, in my opinion, right, it's a disrespect to your shoes if you don't fucking wear it. Shoes were made to fucking protect your feet, like you said.
Yes.
You know, like I really cannot get behind the stupid sole protector. It's the most retarded thing. It's like a double, triple condom, dude. Like, what the fuck is the point of protecting the sole of your fucking shoe. So yeah, guys, wear your shoes. You can't afford to double up. Don't play this fucking game, man.
Woo! My God.
Okay, so we are at actually we're actually at the last topic lah. Okay, so
Cannot be lah, so
breezed
fast
through
lah.
pretty quickly actually. It's the last lah,
Yeah, bro.
yo. We gotta save some shit for the next time you guys are on.
Yeah, because today we completely changed it up. You know, we took out our regular segments because we just wanted to hear from both of you otais about these topics. You know what I mean?
Purism.
I got burger otai in my
So
stomach lah.
let's go back to the collab. All right. So like recently in the last couple of years, okay. So the like safe to say when I was studying streetwear, right, collabs were like the highlight for me. It's like, oh my God, this and that, they are together. Like it was something. But now I'm so immune to it. Like everybody is collabing with everybody, right? Like, is it me or is it now the age of the cash grab collab? Like example, the Travis Fragment ones. Completely nothing to do with each other. In my opinion, it did not have to happen, but it happened. And it was a fucking like crazy sellout for me lah, in my opinion. So what do you think? Was it a cash grab or not? Like I'm gonna we talk about this Fragment, Travis Fragment ones first, and I'm gonna list off a couple of collabs and you tell me whether they're cash grabs or not. So Travis Scott, Fragment Jordan 1s, Hans Abdullah, do you think it's a fucking cash grab or not?
Definitely, but a very successful one.
All right, okay. So next one, Mr. Bryan Botak Chin, Sakai with 7 colorways for the LD waffle, the fragments, the clots, and what else? What's the last undercover?
Cash grab lah,
Did that need to
obvious lah. So obvious. Okay put it this way they already come out with 2.0 but then they released the 1.0 again with all the different brands. Well, like you already move on to 2.0, then you go back one more step just to sell out again. So it's like damn obvious lah, you're selling out lah.
Wait.
Yeah, so it released
Mr. LD
yesterday,
Waffle
right?
wants to say something. Mr. LD Waffle wants to say something. Okay.
Wait. Before you say, how many pairs do you have there?
I double on all the waffles, so it's about 14 or 15 pairs of waffles.
My God.
Okay, so the thing about the recent ones, right? The 7 pairs that's coming out, the fragment, the clot, and the undercovers. I would say that, oh man, that's kind of genius. It's such a genius collaboration, right? The only thing that makes it a cash grab is the fact that they have no creativity and they just reuse existing colors.
Yeah.
Like they reuse the clots. Yeah, they use the Kiss of Death and they use like the
Kiss of Death color.
The Kiss of Death colors. The undercovers they use like the Daybreak. The Daybreak colors.
Daybreak
right?
colors.
And it's like the fragments they've used those colors before. That's the only thing that makes it a cash grab. If they had done like something completely new, then it would be genius. You know.
Yes.
But then now,
you know what would be genius?
I'm a big
You know
fan
what
of
would
the
be genius?
waffle. Yeah.
Sorry. What would be genius? Would be if, let's say, for example, the cloth waffle, right? They put actually the Kiss of Death material on the shoe. That would have been dope. That would have been like, okay, you're now taking
clear
genius. Oh, you beautiful man. Fuck, yes, that's a beautiful idea.
Instead of just color, you use material, you've done it already. You don't have to like be too crazy. Just use whatever that's there. You just plunk it onto the thing. You're done already. But no.
Guys.
No.
The pandemic affects everybody, including Chitose Abe, okay? Abe-san also getting affected by the pandemic. So you need to have this big cash injection with these 7 fucking things. But I honestly do want a pair of one of the fragments. I like the blue one. The blue one is a nice color for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't get any other fragment shoe.
Don't get me wrong. I bought both the
blue
fragments.
freaking,
I bought both of them.
waffles.
Like, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, I'm not gonna complete all 7 this time. I'm not gonna complete all 7 because there are some. The clots are just, oh my god! It's like, man, what you thinking? They weren't thinking. That's the answer to that question. They weren't thinking. They were just like, oh, look at our catalog, our backlog. What do we have before? We'll just take that orange color that we've used so many times before. Motherfuckers, man.
Which one do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Next one. Hans Abdullah, since you love it so much, the Nike Off-White Dunks. The 50 Off-White Dunks.
Oh,
why?
No.
Cash grab or not?
nah.
No?
No.
Not a cash grab?
No.
50 Off-White Dunks.
No, I'm Team Virgil. I'm always I'm a Virgil dick sucker. Like,
so it's
legitimately.
art lah. Is it 50 dunks is art? Is it?
It's smart. It's what the people want. is what we need in these times. You
No,
want
we don't
dunks?
need
We
50
give you
dunks.
dunks.
50 dunks.
Nobody needs 50 dunks.
After this,
okay?
nobody can say they need dunks anymore. After this,
Wait,
nobody can say, "Hey, we
I
want
come to
more
Hans.
dunks." This is
I
done.
come to Hans' defense. Okay. Yes, to a certain degree, I feel it's a cash grab, but Virgil saved himself with the quantity here. He did not release 50 dunks, each dunk with crazy amount of release. So kira, right, actually he only released 2 dunks, but that one other white color, the white color one, he had variations of it, and the total amount of I would assume the total amount of that colorway, that white colorway was equivalent to 1 dunk drop. So imagine like globally we all want like maybe 30,000 pairs, let's say. Sorry, 30,000 pairs. Let's say we want 30,000 pairs, all right? So he actually divided that 30,000 pairs into the 49 colorways, and then he distributed it throughout the world. So
It doesn't make it better, all right?
Yeah, but
There's 50 SKUs.
It has never been done.
Yeah, that's why.
Except by Ronnie Fike.
Ronnie
Feek
Not on a dunk.
with the
Virgil is a
gel
king.
Virgil cocksucker.
Let's give Virgil his flowers, please.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
The next one is Lucas.
All right, how about, okay, Bryan, Botak, Chin. Yeezy and Gap.
Definitely cash grab. But I think done well lah. Done very
Quite
well.
dope. I like the jacket though. I have to say I like the jacket.
What a good way for Gap to come back. And the story alive. He used to work in Gap, bro. Power gila, bro. And then the font also YZY. Okay, you talk about Virgil dick sucker. I'm a Yeezy dick sucker. Okay, I'm a full on.
That logo was some student FYP, bro.
I don't care, bro. That logo, right? He put on a Gap t-shirt, right? I think can sell, can really sell. So like without Kanye, there won't be a Virgil lah. So let's put it that way. So I think Kanye is such an important person in our scene, our culture, is because he changed everything for everyone, and all these guys have a place to play, a playground to play because of him lah.
Yep.
Right? So I think it's crazy, man. The way he does things is so different. I mean, Gap, bro, Gap. And to that day, the CEO in an interview with CNN or something like that, he said they made $2 million just selling one jacket, bro.
Yep. The Kanye effect, man.
Cash grab.
Cash grab, man.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least,
Yes,
all right,
let's go.
Hans Abdullah, answer this.
Let's go.
PMC Ghostbusters.
To be honest, no, to be honest, I was like, okay, shout out PMC. You guys gave me some nice stuff, you know. But to be honest, I think it would have been a cash grab if there wasn't so much effort put into it. I mean, you guys had like that car. I don't even know what that car is called, but
The Ecto one.
yeah, the Ecto one. You guys had that, you know. It's like people taking photos with that thing and all that. I think it could have been way worse. You know, you can see like in the design of the stuff, there was effort put into. I was actually surprised. I thought it was gonna be a cash grab. I thought it was just gonna be like the ghost and then just like Pesta Morta, just like that. But you know, you actually have like the collection was quite big. You guys had quite a lot. Like Pesta Morta had quite a lot of like options. You know, I was like surprised by that. So it could have easily been a cash grab, but there was effort put into it, so I can't see it as a cash grab.
Cash grab with effort lah.
Yeah, cash grab with effort means it's not a cash grab.
How about Bryan, PMC Scooby Doo?
Fella with a PMC bottle there, how can I marah dia? How can I say shit?
PMC Scooby Doo, Bryan Chin.
It's not out yet, right?
It's
out lah.
it's out today.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. So far, I know it's just a graph, sort of like some things done with Cloak. Cloak did some promo for you guys. So I've not really seen the collab. So, but well, let's just put it this way lah. Okay, I don't see any other brand doing it lah in Malaysia lah. Okay, and if you want to say in terms of on a Malaysia playing field, I don't see any other brands on this level really making an effort going out, like asking all these international brands. And for your info, it's not cheap. For those of you wondering, doing these collabs are not cheap. You think suddenly you just suddenly hit up Ghostbuster or Scooby-Doo, they'll just take our logo and do. They'll charge you a lot of money for it, right? So it's not cheap, and it's a risk every time they're doing something like this. And I think Malaysians need to really understand the amount of effort and the amount of money put into something like this. And tastefully done. Just using Ghostbuster as I've not seen the collection yet for Scooby-Doo, but Ghostbuster as a reference, tastefully done. It's not like a reference. It doesn't look like, like, for example, a brand trying to look like Off-White. A lot of Malaysian brands try to look like an international brand. Yeah. So like, basically you guys have your identity. You guys are doing something different compared to all the other brands in Malaysia. And I think you guys are doing what international brands are doing. I think it's on that level.
Okay, thank you. Hugh, I will invoice you later.
I'm not
right, for this
complaining.
promo. You're welcome.
I'm not complaining, but PMC gives to a lot of people. As in like the seeding, it's quite amazing. The amount of effort and the marketing side is quite gila, because I'm a small fish also and I also get but thank you.
Shit lah, you
You
small
are not a
fish.
small fish, bro.
Wait.
Your
Okay,
modesty,
but you
surpasses
you want to hear something that no one else has heard before? This kind of hilarious lah. The Chinatown market, right? The Chinatown market one. It's like, I think there was like certain
Sorry,
people.
market now.
Yeah, market. Okay, market. Sorry, that's like apparently that's racist, right? Okay, let's say the market collab. So like there was like the big box and the small box, right? Like the amount, like what it was seeded out to people. So I know a lot of people got the big box, and then I got the small box, which I was thankful for. But I was actually a fan of it, and I was just like, I looked at all the stuff that other people got. I was like, damn, look at all the nice stuff in the box that I didn't get, right? So you know what I did? I went on the website and I bought every single thing that wasn't in that I didn't get.
Wow, Hans, that's called marketing
I bought
strategy.
every single
That's
thing.
how you generate sales.
And I was just like,
that is support, bro.
and it was hilarious, because it was like, after that, I put everything out onto like on a carpet. I was just like, thanks, Pastel Mota.
Influencer 101. You got it. You nailed it.
Wow.
Perfect. That is
I
perfect.
bought
To be
everything
honest,
with my own money, man.
I didn't even know there was a big box and a small box, man. I honestly didn't.
You don't know much about your own brand, do you, Arnold? Not much, huh?
No, because I don't get the box as
I
well, bro.
wanted the batu lesong, bro. The Pastel Mota. A Pastel Mota making a Pastel Mota. That's genius, bro. And I was just like, open the box and I was like, dang, I got clothes.
Fuck, I got clothes. Yeah, I'm a fan of how PMC does the accessories.
It's like, aku nak tumbuk belacan ni, bro.
That is a bit racist, Arnold. Why does it have to be belacan, man?
But what else do you make?
Could be, garlic or spices.
Thing, and it's in my office room. I put it on my shelf. So I guess
Bryan got the big box. You know what
Bryan got the big box.
Bryan got the big box, and Bryan got a lorry to deliver the big box to him, right? I didn't get a lorry, bro.
Okay, well, I think
Maybe next year.
before we offend any more people, we should wrap it up.
I thought this good show is about offending people.
You're actually right.
It's the USP,
You're actually right.
USP, calling motherfuckers out.
Yeah, so that people don't forget that this is the fashion week. Let's just do one very quick round of one thing you guys have eaten in the last week that you find you liked a lot. Okay, so it's the Ada Suka Tada Suka Grab food. What's the one thing?
Must it be Grab?
Oh, whatever you wherever you went, you double vaccinated bastards.
Oh, the other day, for the first time, it's like one of those things that you see all the time on Instagram, but you never got a chance to go. The other day, I finally got a chance to go. I don't even know how to pronounce it. What? Dudu Bake?
Oh, Dudu Bake, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Instagram place.
I'm not the type to spend money on food, right? So I was just like, I went there with someone, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay for you too. You know, it's like it's like kind of get the vibes out. You know, I haven't been out of the house for a while. Fucking expensive, dude. For bread, bro. For bread, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I've never paid that much for pastries in my life, bro. It's like, okay, it was like for two families, like, okay, because I bought for my family, she bought for her family and all that shit as well, right? It was like $150 for croissants.
Damn.
Wow, that's a
I
lot.
was like, what the fuck, man? And then after that,
Yeah,
I
they're
looked
really
at the
good
price.
croissants.
After that, you know, when you know, like it's kind of like post-night clarity, but it's the opposite. When it's like post-paying clarity, is when you after your credit card went it, you look at the price, and it's like fucking one croissant is like 16 ringgit, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Really.
Made by angels, man.
To make you feel better, me and Vera, two of us went. We bought for ourselves to eat lunch. We spent close to 150, so 130 something for two fellas. So you're not so bad, bro.
You rich fuck.
Yep.
No,
So
no. The problem with Dodo Bakes is, okay, it's not really a problem lah. But when you go in there, it smells so good. Everything looks good. So you just like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, and then you're like hungry, you haven't eaten anything, right? So by the time you pick everything up, then they charge you. Then you're like, oh shit, 130 something.
you can't put it back, right? You can't. Hey, can you return that one?
You touch it already. Pastries you touch already, cannot put back one here.
Okay,
I'll
so
tell you one
like,
thing about
you
Dodo
know
Bake.
what, Brian?
So another thing about Dodo Bake, right? If you go there, the staff there are fucking dripping, you know. They're all wearing like Stussy Air Force Ones. You know, the other day, I think one person was wearing like the Travis highs, the Travis Fragment highs. They're like dripping. There's fucking faucet failure there, okay? Everyone there is dripping as fuck. That's where the money goes. That's where the money goes. I'm paying for someone else's
You know
shoes.
what about Brian and Hans? I'm also a sucker. I also spent over 100 ringgit, but I'm even more sucker. I actually did it online, bro.
Oh.
So I actually ordered online, and I had the opportunity to take things out of my cart. Okay, and I could see the value, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna buy it. But they very good service. They delivered, hand delivered. They didn't use Grab or anything.
Wow.
And honestly, I really love the pastries there. Very good, exceptional place.
Worth the money?
Arnold, you should go. Your turn now to spend over 100 ringgit.
So
on
I'm
pastries.
not a big pastry guy, but today I was actually doing some grocery shopping, and the croissants at Village Grocer is really good. And it's only 5 ringgit, okay, not 16 ringgit. Bloody hell, it's pretty fucking good lah. Okay, I really like that. So I'm not going to spend 16 ringgit, and plus I don't drink coffee, so I'll never go to Dodo Bakes anytime soon.
You don't
So,
drink coffee?
Trash.
I don't drink coffee at all, bro.
Wow, same.
He's a very boring guy,
I
lah.
drinking coffee also.
Coffee, man.
But just don't drink, then you'll get used to it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm supposed to recommend something, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So my college mate, very, very close friend of mine, his name is Gary Anwar. We went to college together. We've known each other for umpteen years. He has this restaurant called Amber Modern Bistro. It's in TTDI. Just to flex, Mahathir went there for birthday last year.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go there. It's really
This fellow always
atas.
plugging something, huh?
Yeah, atas food, but with very, very reasonable price. Okay, if you're double vex, I don't know whether they're open for dining yet, but if you're not, they always have something special. They're always working with like fish for it. I don't know whether you heard of fish for it. So basically they take a whole fish and they fish for it. Anyways, they use fish and like they take the head and make it into a soup. The meat is for ceviche. The bone is for something else. Basically, the entire fish will be made into a course, like a 4-course meal, something like that. So that was my experience a few months back. The entire fish, I think, was like 200 something. You can feed like 4 people. Yeah, so it's about 50
like
a head. Yeah, it's pretty,
like
pretty good.
Cannot pronounce this show mahal one.
Ceviche. Fucking Hans.
Yeah.
You a fancy word, confirm.
The thing used to wipe the mouth out with
But,
that serviette,
yeah.
right?
All right. Well, okay. Amber KL. Yeah, I've seen your post, and a lot of people have been telling me about it to go check it out as well. So yeah,
Okay.
there you go. All right, guys. You know what? I think let's wrap this up. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. We talk sneakers. We talk.
Soul protectors.
Soul protectors and all that shit. And yeah, I mean, no two better people to help us close off the season, man. So thank you, Bryan, and thank you, Hans.
Yeah, please come back when we have okay, wait, it's there.
Yeah.
Come back when the podcast living room opens up. I am actually working on a new studio inside this place.
Wow.
And you guys will be one of the first season guests to come back to chill with us in the new studio.
dope.
Maybe 30-40% ready lah.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll see lah if and when COVID ends. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. This has been the Fashion Week podcast. Season 9 is a wrap. We'll be back in a few weeks. I think Lucas and I are gonna be
Take a break, man.
Taking a break, and getting back to life, right? And please go and subscribe lah. Okay, for heaven's sake, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe lah, we.
Hit the subscribe
even
button.
drop us a like or something like that. Watch our older videos. Like we can't very well be like lower than the comedy podcast on Spotify. Come on, man. Yeah, but seriously, guys, thank you very much. It's been an amazing 9 seasons. We'll come back with a 10th soon, I guess. All right, until next time.
The Fashion Week.
The Fashion